Hey folks, Inclusive Model Designs here, and this is part 3 of the Tamiya 1350 scale USS Missouri circa 1991. Now, we're only on part 3 of the build series, and I'm finding myself hitting the research books already. Now, what I'm talking about is the stern section of the ship, more so in relation to, I'm going to call it the landing area for the Seahawks, okay? Now, what I'm talking about is, because we're dealing with the Pontos sets, this little section right here, okay? It doesn't look like much. Now, the Ponto set is like right here, okay? Now, this is if you're only using the Ponto set, okay? But for you history buffs out there, that includes myself, they have this area completely blocked off. And what I mean by blocked off is if you look right here, there's a lot of detail that goes in here, okay? And on the model part, this here, that's wood, or simulated wood, I guess you could say, in model terms. But in real life, this would be a wood deck area. And according to the history pictures, that is a wood area. And then on this sheet here, this is what comes with the model kit. As you can see, this looks like it's been painted over for camouflage reasons, perhaps. I don't know. But as you can see, there's a lot of detailing here, okay? But the Ponto set, that detail has been completely covered over. Not so much with some of the pieces, because the Pontos PE sets goes over top some of them. But as you can tell, that area with the fake wood, I'm going to call it, has been completely covered over, okay? Now, and the reason why I bring that up yet again is according to the instruction sheet, where it says to remove, see all this red stuff? It says to remove those parts on your model kit. It says nothing to remove on the actual model part, right? But if you don't remove it, and you go to slap this piece down, it won't sit right. So I'm a little confused on what to do there as far as, do I remove all that detail, right? Or do I just omit that part completely, don't even bother putting that in, you know, just skip that part and put this part and this part in, or don't even bother putting those parts in, which seems a rather waste of money, because this Ponto set cost me a lot of money. As you can see, I mean, these parts, and that's pretty much the whole aft section of the ship, right? But the Ponto set doesn't even give you the piece of wood, I'm going to call it the piece of wood, that would even fit there in that little section right here. So I'm at a loss of what to do there. Now, it wouldn't take me much to buy, obviously, a piece of wood that matches, you know, this little set right here, and, you know, cut it out and put it in there. That wouldn't, you know, that wouldn't be too much for me to do. But again, I just spent all that money on this Ponto set, and it says nothing to do with that. So that's just a heads up. You know, anyone out there that can help me out with that, or what, you know, opinions on that, that would be greatly appreciated, because again, it says nothing on to cut that out. Maybe I missed something, I don't know. I haven't done anything, I haven't glued anything, I haven't cut anything. Maybe I missed something flew over my head on that one, I don't know. But I'm not at that stage yet anyway, so it's just something that I've noticed. But it seems like a big oversight if they miss something, but maybe it's me that's missing something, I don't know. But that seems like a huge gap. And as you can see, that's a flat part, right? Seems like a big oversight. Anyway, moving on. I have done some work to the model. As you can see, I told you I was going to be shaving that chain, the fake chain, or the molded chain off, which I did. And I put some aftermarket chain on just to show you that you don't have to get, you know, right down and smooth after you cut it off, because the real chain, quote unquote, will cover that up, as you can see. Now, to do that, you just cut a hole right through there, which I did, because it does come molded on, you know, like those holes are all molded. And just to give it a little bit more realism, you just you know, cut the holes to feed the chain through, which I did. just to give you an idea. It's just kind of how I fed it through. And that's kind of what you want to do. But I'm just going to shake that off. Basically what I've done is just slowly with an X-Acto knife chipped away at it. You don't want to, take a Dremel too much to it, just because there's a lot of little details here. You don't want to shave those away. It is pretty smooth to the touch, but I mean, it does look, a little, a little rinky-dink just by looking at it. But once I get the primer on it and such and paint it, a lot of that will go away. That's just kind of like what's ever left from smoothing it. But once I get that painted, you won't see that. And then once the chain's over top, that'll look decent. But I don't like the molded on look. So as you can see, once the chain is over top, you won't even see that detail. It's up to you if you want to do that. I just don't like molded on detail. And I like the look of the real chain. So it's just something you can do. You don't have to, but I like that look. So I'm working from the front, kind of working my way back. That's just kind of where I started. And I wanted to do a little, look-see down the ship, just see where I'm at. And that's what caught my eye. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm just going to maybe do a little bit more smoothing right here just to make it look a little better. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy with how that looks. Again, once I get the primer and painted, you won't even notice that. Again, that's just, just a little bit of bumpiness, I guess you could call it. But once I get it primed and painted, you won't even notice that. And even if you do, again, with the chains coming up and down the ship, it will, chip the paint and leave a little bit of marks in the ship. So, I guess that could be used as simulation for, nicks and bumps as the chains go up and down the ship. I guess you can call it that way. So there we go. That's part 3, and not the most exciting part, I guess, but probably a pretty critical part in some ways because of that part there. And, again, this is going to be the most focal part of the ship. I mean, when you're displaying your model, I mean, that's all people are going to see, right, is the top deck. And that's a pretty important part, especially if you're displaying helicopters or whichever, or the UAV, the little UAV thing that comes with the model, however you want to display it. I mean, it's all right here, right? So anyone out there that knows a lot about the Missouri, or has actually been on the Missouri or has pictures, please let me know what to do right here. So thanks so much for watching. Again, please like, share, and subscribe as always, and I look forward to your opinions and thoughts. Thanks so much, guys.